She's the real definition of beauty and brains. At such a young age, she's an inspiration to young women across the country, especially those at the grassroots. She's hardworking and naturally gifted with good looks. However, what really leaves us charmed by her is that she has stopped at nothing to prove her worth in surviving Nigeria's economic and political spaces. Politically, she's a high flyer, and as an entrepreneur, she's blazing the trail. Join me in welcoming Honorable Munira Suleiman Tenimu on Today's Woman with Amina Hassan as she takes us through her journey to the top. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
You had mentioned that your motive for going into politics, was to change and influence the political world and change the narrative.
Yes.
How successful have you been in achieving that?
Well, alhamdulillah, I would say I have not achieved it yet because I am on the path of becoming a lawmaker, inshallah. And I believe it is when I am there that I will be able to change the narrative alongside like minds, my colleagues and other young people across the nation by sponsoring bills that will help in the progress and of course in encouraging other young people to participate in policy making.
When you talk about changing the narrative, what narrative are you willing to change aside?
We want to see more young people in politics. We want to see more young people in the political arena.
Mm-hmm.
And we have young people that are strong, we have young people that are ready, but most of them are being discouraged by what is happening. We are not given the ground to play, fair elections and so many other things. So a lot of young people are discouraged. So I think with what is happening now, and of course in the 2023 election that is coming up, we have a lot of young people. So this is a progress for us, the youth.
Speaking about young people,
yeah.
There's been this call for more women in politics.
Yeah.
Do you see any paradigm shift for more women participating in politics?
I would say yes. But of course, the 35% affirmative action has not been fully implemented, but it has given room, to so many women to visualize in participation and running for public offices. I would give example of myself now. I contested twice for State House of Assembly, and because I am young, and of course a woman, that was why I wasn't seen as a potential. I wasn't seen as somebody who can represent our own people. And that was why I wasn't voted for.
Are you optimistic? Are you optimistic that a young female politician can make a breakthrough in Nigeria?
That is what I'm saying right now. Today, after 2 attempts, I am the flag bearer of the APC candidate for Lere East constituency of Kaduna State. And it is huge for me because after 2 attempts and I win the 3rd time, it has given other women a motivation because if I can do it, they can also do it. So I am optimistic. Our deputy governor in Kaduna State is a woman, and we have about 35 women from various parties in Kaduna State that won their election. So this is huge in the history of Kaduna State. And I believe this is a huge step. And before you know it, inshallah, a woman, after being a representative, we have a deputy governor in Kaduna State. We also hope that there would be an executive governor of Kaduna State and of course other states in Nigeria. So I am optimistic.
Do you think increased women participation in Nigeria can bring about that developmental change we want in the country? I'm not talking about contesting now. I'm talking about women being the real leaders, being the real, representatives.
Ms. Amina, 50% of Nigeria's population are women. 50% of registered voters in Nigeria are women. So if we have half of the population and half of the registered voters in Nigeria, that means we contribute to the economic development of our country. We have a lot of market women. We have women in professional careers. We have women in business. All this run down to the development of the country. Women are doing well. And I must say that women should also be given that fair ground.
Okay, speaking about being given the fair ground,
yeah.
How have you been successful as a northern woman contesting in politics and being a serial entrepreneur?
I started business at a very young age, at the age of 19, and I have tried so many different businesses. Of course, so many have failed, but that didn't discourage me. It only motivated me to, create more and different ideas of different business. And alhamdulillah, today I have 3 to 4 successful businesses, and of course the business empire is doing well. And of course, it is through the businesses that I get the funding and the resources to run for election, because without the resources you cannot go to the political arena. You cannot be in the
How easy has it
field.
been for you as a northern woman?
It has not been easy. It has not been easy. Being a northern woman, you have a lot of challenges. You have a lot of barriers. There are a lot of limits to what you can do. But alhamdulillah, I have shattered a lot of, ceilings. I have broken a lot of ceiling and glass, So I feel that you just have to be optimistic. You have to be focused and determined. You know what you want. You know who you want to be in life. So being a northern woman, I have gone through a lot of challenges. But today, I would say it's part of my experience. And alhamdulillah, it's getting me to where I want to go to.
Okay, you spoke about having a lot of business, starting a lot of businesses,
Yeah.
but also failing in some.
Yes.
What have you learned from some of these failures?
Like they say, failure is a teacher, right? You have to fail to understand your mistakes and, of course, the experiences. My failures only motivated me. When you fail, you can't just stay down. You have to rise and, of course, try harder in achieving your goals. Because if you fail and you stay down, then you're not ready to, reach your goals or achieve your goals. So I have failed so many times in different aspects of life, but I believe, life is challenging. As a human being, you can't get everything going, perfectly. You have to go through a lot to get to where you want to be in life.
So what's that major sacrifice you've made from this journey of yours from grassroots to where you are today, to the top? What's that major sacrifice you've made?
I would say my resources and, of course, my time. I am a very passionate person. I have empathy, and seeing people happy makes me happy. So what I have is what I give, and the resources, my time, I do it happily because I want to leave a legacy, for the people and for my people. And I believe that a giver never lacks.
Yeah.
So these are things that I always carry along with me. And I believe that putting smiles on people's face makes me complete.
Okay, what have been some of your make or break moments, being an entrepreneur in today's Nigeria and being a politician, a female politician in today's Nigeria? what are some of your break or make moments? Well, I'm more interested in the break moments because from there people can learn one or two things.
My break moments, honestly, was when I lost my election twice. I felt bad. I felt discouraged. There was a lot of negative things said about me. There was a lot of insults everywhere, you know.
But as a woman politician, you should expect negative things.
No, definitely, and of course, as a northern woman, you should expect that. There is a name, you know, for a northern woman in politics. But I decided to, you know, close my ears and my eyes and just go for it because I know what I want to do for my people. I know what I have. You know, I know the intention I have. I know why I joined politics. So, of course, those were my breaking moments when I lost my election. And alhamdulillah, today, after losing in 2015 and 2019, I am the flag bearer now for the 2020 election. And I would say that this is an encouragement and this is a progress of my political career.
Speaking about encouragement and progress,
yes.
How and why is it important for women to be engaged in entrepreneurship?
Well, it is very, very important. It gives a woman that independence. It gives a woman that confidence, because I believe when a woman has everything going well for her, you know, it boosts her self-esteem and confidence.
Yeah.
Today, without my businesses, I wouldn't participate in politics because you need resources to run for, you know, a public office.
Yeah.
So I believe that every woman should have something doing. This is something I always encourage women to do. I love seeing independent women. And being an independent woman doesn't mean you can't be married. It can be anybody. You can be single, you can be young, you just have to get things going. You have to be up and doing. That is my own take on
Okay.
women and
Stereotypes like women not supporting women, women pulling women down, and all that still, you know, lingers, you know, amongst the women folk, politically,
yeah.
economically, and all that. Why do you think that cliche still exists till now, with all, you know, the various call for action about women supporting women and all that?
I would say we are not our sisters' keepers. Women always see other women as a competition. And a lot of women that are successful don't uplift other women. They don't help them. They don't help them rise. And it goes down to being, you know, competitive. So having people like me in a public office or as a lawmaker would help change the narrative. I know we have a lot of women out there that are ready to work with me and other women to change the narrative. We need to uplift other women. We need to pave the way for younger women to also, you know, achieve their goals. So this has been a problem, and it is still a problem. I have gone through that experience in life, but alhamdulillah, God has paved my own way. And I believe come 2023, I'll be in that office. And that would only encourage me to uplift other women to be like me or even better than me in the future.
Okay, viewers, we've been speaking with Honorable Munira Suleiman Tenimu. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. So, speaking about, politics, economic independence, and all that,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about how you've been juggling marriage, business, and politics.
Well, all I will say is Alhamdulillah. I have a very, very supportive husband who is also a politician. And for him to even support me, to run for a public office is quite encouraging. And I am so happy because this is what I want to do. This is who I am. And he met me in the political field, and he wasn't selfish about it. And being a northern man and a northern woman, it's very, very rare to see a political couple in the field. As a House of Representative that he is today, and his wife, inshallah, coming into the
whole scenario.
the lawmaker, I think it is a positive one, and it will give other couples, if I may say, that are interested. It doesn't have to be in politics, it can be anything. Once you have a supportive husband, then I think you have everything. So he has been showing me the way, and he has been supportive. It has not been easy with the kids. It has not been easy with my business. But I would say Alhamdulillah in the business aspect, because I have been running my business for so many years. And I have trust, and I have trusted, my staff in handling my businesses. Even if I'm around or if I'm not in town, whatever is happening, they have it going. So this is something that I have worked for. Because if you have a successful business, you don't have to always be there. You don't have to always be there. So I think in that aspect, I've done a great job there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going
for my kids, I have 3 beautiful kids, and of course 2 are very young, and I'm actually I have an 8-month-old baby. So you can imagine, during my primary election, she was just 3 months. And I was running up and down with her. I know what I wanted, and I had to go for it. People were always talking, she has a baby, she's breastfeeding, what is she doing? Is she okay? But this is the right time for me to do it. I'm approaching 40. If I don't do it now, then I don't think I will be ready to do it in the future. Because I don't know how many kids I'm going to have in the future. So if having a baby is going to stop me from achieving my goals, then I'm not ready. So I would say Alhamdulillah. So these things have been going on well. Like I said, it has been challenging, but once you know how to go about it, and once you have people that support and help you out, then you're good to go.
Fine, that's nice to know.
Yeah.
Talking about going for your goals,
Yeah.
you won't be speaking about going for your goals today if you were not educated.
True.
So what advice do you have for parents, especially those in the north? Of course, we've had a slight increase in the girl child education in the north and all that, but we still have issues in some places where the girl child is still, maligned in terms of educational status. What do you think can be done in terms of that? We also have issues where even the boy child is being disadvantaged, most of them being almajiris and all that. But we want to talk about education generally. What's your take on this?
Well, I will start with the girls. I'm not being biased, but every girl needs education. We all know that when you educate the girl child, you educate the whole nation.
Doesn't that sound cliche? We've been using it for years, but it's still,
but I think there's progress in it.
Okay.
There's progress in it. I have been an advocate for the girl child, and of course for every girl child to go to school. Through my NGO, the Green Heart Impact Foundation,
Yeah.
I have I have taken over 100 girls off the street. These are girls that hawk from the age of 9 to the age of 15 from 7 different states across the nation. And these girls are in school. And 5 states, about 60 of them are graduating. They are all in their final years today. And I am so happy because these are girls that didn't even know they were going to be educated. And we don't know what they can be tomorrow. We don't know what they would be tomorrow. So they're in school, they're doing very well. We have taken up, all expenses from their tuition fee to their provision, everything. And then at the same time, we empowered their parents and their guardians, of course, with empowerment items and grants to keep them going, because they need to have that sustainable life. And for them to even accept our offer of taking their girls to school, you need to get a solution for them. You need to get something that they would survive on. Because if they believe that their girls are the ones that are, getting the resources for them to, feed on. Yeah. So we have tried as much as possible to change a lot of, women's life, and of course the girls. So I am an advocate of every girl to go to school, and I still support. And this is one of the most important agenda as a lawmaker.
That's nice.
Yes, education is number one. And of course, for my constituents, in my constituency, I would encourage both gender to go to school. And for them to have a bright future, they need, and they have to go to school.
Okay. You mentioned being a humanitarian and all that.
Yes.
And you're a politician, entrepreneur. Some of these girls you've changed.
Yeah.
Have you put them in the line of business, like what you do, or employ them, or giving them some form of training
Yeah.
to start up theirs?
Yes. Like I said, the ones I explained earlier was the girl child hawkers in school. And they're in their final years. Hopefully after that, we'll be able to come up with, the next step, probably go to university. And then after that, we can see what we can also do to support them. And then again, I have been empowering a lot of women. I have empowered thousands of women through the GLAM Empowerment and Mentorship Program. I organize that program quarterly, of course, in Abuja, and then I go to some few states. I went to some few states in Nigeria and also empowered few women. Like I always say, I believe every woman should be independent. Every woman should be able to cater for herself. I'm not saying it's a bad thing for a husband to cater. No. What I'm trying to say is you should have something doing. It will earn you more respect. It would help, balance the home. It will help in so many ways. We also need to help our spouses, our partners. You don't just leave everything for them. It is their responsibility, but the world is changing. We need to help them. And that is what I am doing in my own matrimonial home, and I'm happy about it. So that is why we always encourage women to have something doing. You can't be dependent fully on somebody. That person will get tired of you.
You seem to be quite young, but have a lot of experience on matrimony. Tell us some of the success, your secrets to a happy home.
I wouldn't say I'm 100% happy, but alhamdulillah, I don't think there's a perfect home or there's a perfect partner out there. We've had our rough times, we've had our, lovey-dovey time. The most important thing is what I have learned through my mistakes in marriage is patience. If your partner doesn't love you, he won't ask for your hand in marriage. But along the line, these are two different people living in two different worlds and coming together as one, living as one, in the same home, on the same bed. So you get to see a lot of things that, doesn't really fit in. But when the years keep going, you get to understand each other. You know, like I said, it is through mistakes that you get to understand everything. So I would say that today, from the rough times, I have learned a lot. I now understand the kind of person I am married to.
So would you say the onus is on the man, on the woman, sorry, to make the marriage
No, no,
work,
no, no, no.
or both
It's
parties?
both. You can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. Because if it is a one-sided thing, then believe you me, it's going to fail. But when you two of you are struggling, when two of you are trying your best to make it work, then it will work. But both of you need to apply patience, love needs to be there, trust needs to be there. And even if along the line there's no trust, you need to rebuild it. Small.
Gradually.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us on today's program.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Rihanna once said, "There's something special about a woman who dominates in a man's world. It takes a certain grace, strength, intelligence, fearlessness, and the nerve to never take no for an answer. This and more is what Honorable Suleiman Tenimu stands for." Dear viewers, this is where we wrap up today's episode. Until next week, where we bring you another interesting personality, do keep a date with us. I remain your host, Aminat Hassan, and stay blessed.